Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is Smackdown Live. We are here some days after Raw. That is entirely my bad. Ups. But it's all out of the way now, and we can focus solely on Universe Mode. Hopefully, we'll see how this puts us in jeopardy for the rest of the week. But anyway, we are here tonight in Colorado Springs. What happened on Raw was a huge advantage for the Dangerous Alliance heading into Survivor Series, and it gave them a hell of a cocky, optimistic mind as well, one that Bobby Fish is going to look to explore and talk about in the start of SmackDown here tonight. Fish, who laid out the world champion in the ring once everything had happened backstage, is now a man who believes probably he is better than anyone else for what happened on one night, but it was not the night that it matters. So we'll see if that cockiness can still be on Fish's face at the end of Survivor Series. Then, starting things off, listening to Bobby Fish, we will be seeing the SmackDown Women's Championship defended. Winter is set to defend her championship at Survivor Series in an open challenge, but it's the question of if she'll even get there that is on the tip of everyone's tongue right now in the women's division, as Becky Lynch will challenge her once again. The controversial end back of Battleground still surrounding, as Becky Lynch looks to become the SmackDown Women's Champion and defeat Winter for the title she lost to her over 7 months ago. And then for our main event, what a Survivor Series prelude we have for you. Chris Jericho, the leader of the Four Horsemen and ECW superstar, goes one-on-one against the leader of the Elite, Kenny Omega, in tonight's main event. It's Alpha and Omega. It's an incredible main event, and it's another great night of SmackDown Live action. So without further ado, let's start it off by sitting through Bobby Fish. And here he is, the man who will lead the Dangerous Alliance into battle this Sunday. The man who I hardly imagine led the Dangerous Alliance into what happened on Raw. And what happened on Raw was sickening enough to witness it. Now we have to listen to this man talk about it. I cannot bring myself to listen to this. I do not want to listen to a false leader and a man who thinks so highly of himself, taking all the privilege for something that he got lucky with. And there he is, running his big mouth. It's our time, our place. Survivor Series doesn't even need to happen after what we did. Oh, Fish, I disagree. All you've done is merely stir the pot. And here goes Fish, trying to stir the pot more and more, trying to say that... Whoa, okay, that's a bit serious. Trying to say that the reason how last night, how Raw was so successful was not because they got the upper hand. It was because Adam Cole told them what to do. Bobby Fish, do not dare try and say anything. Do not dare to say that Adam Cole had a part to play in what happened on Raw, because we know that isn't true. But Adam Cole will have a part to play in what happens at Survivor Series when you and your group of misfits, when you and your group of nobodies are embarrassed by the greatest faction alive today. When the Bullet Club stands atop you all at Survivor Series, when there are 4 bodies standing above one strewn soul like Bobby Fish, you know then and there you made this mistake. You made your own bed, and now you sleep in it. Well, I'll tell you something, I'm glad I don't have to listen to that drivel from Bobby Fish anymore. To go around accusing someone like Adam Cole, the man that is Adam Cole, of having a part to play in this whole charade. You must be joking, Bobby Fish. You are trying to stir the pot so great so that you hope all attention will be on Raw and all eyes will be on what Adam Cole won't do, because he'd never do it, because he's as loyal as ever to the Bullet Club. And so that all the attention will go to what will happen then, if anything will happen, so that you hope people can turn their attention away from you and your disastrous night at Survivor Series when the Bullet Club embarrass you and prove that you are a fraud, a sham, and a joke of a WWE champion. And there is nothing more to say about it than that. You have brought it upon yourself. And this Sunday, potentially, the Bullet Club will be sure to be judge, jury, and executioner of the Dangerous Alliance. Mark my words on that one. And we'll look at that when it comes around, and maybe we'll talk about it later on tonight when the other two members of the Dangerous Alliance are in action. But right now we have the Smackdown Women's Championship that needs to be defended. Winter and Becky Lynch going one-on-one here. There's a battleground a few months back where they had a matchup for that title, and it ended in a very controversial circumstance. Winter winning, but Becky Lynch's arm was on the ropes. Referee never called the rope break. Winter would go on to defend her title, and Becky Lynch from that moment on demanded a rematch, and here tonight she gets just that. But the big question is, who is going to be heading into Survivor Series? If it's Winter or Becky Lynch, there's still that open challenge. So if Becky Lynch wins the championship here tonight, could she find herself facing Winter for that title in 2 days at Survivor... I say 2 days. Close enough, actually. In 2 days at Survivor Series. Or will it be Winter going to Survivor Series after taking care of Becky Lynch and focusing on a new opponent? I'm excited for this one. Both these women deserve to hold that title, but only one is going to get to have their hands on it. We're about to find out who it is. This is how you kick things off on SmackDown Live. We are underway, and here we go. Lynch right off the bat, exploding away there on Winter. She has waited long, and she has had enough of waiting now. She just wants to get her hands on Winter. And this is exactly what Becky Lynch needs to do. Winter she has her slow starts, but more often than not, she likes to be a fast starter. She likes to just get her moves in and just continue dominating for the entire match. Becky Lynch needs to make sure that doesn't happen. Becky Lynch needs to make sure she's fighting at her fast, usual pace and is not being slugged around by Winter's demanding, sluggish, I guess you could say, methodical for sure, type of pace that she likes to work at. And Becky Lynch making sure that's not going to be the case there, sending Winter to the outside. And even though she is someone who doesn't mind bending the rules for victory, this is not really somewhere that Winter likes to be, but Becky Lynch doesn't really care right now. Bexplex on the outside there, right on the thin padding. Winter crashes hard and even harder into the LED pole. And again for good measure. What a emphatic start this has been by the challenger. Becky Lynch having absolutely none of Winter right now as she looks to win the title, but her back sent crashing there into that LED board. And the ring apron, I guess, as a whole, thrown back in now at the count of 8. Winter endured all of that and was still able to come back in the ring with some control, but only some, because there's another Bexplex. What a cracking start this has been for Becky Lynch. Can she keep it going though, and can she try maybe now and go to work on the arm a little bit, wear out Winter's arm and have her submit to the disarmer? That would be huge if she could get that to happen. Got her brought in there. Winter going to take it to the ropes. Look to take her outside. Lynch with the counter. Up on top now. Oh, this is looking pretty big. Becky Lynch. Big drop kick to the outside. A huge leap. And both women went down, but it's Lynch who's up to her feet first. Gotta give credit to Lynch thus far. She has shown no quit yet and has been on the money for this entire match. And here we go. A huge backplex on its way. Winter with the reversal. Oh no. This from out of nowhere. Winter with the backstabber. And here is what she was leading up to. No way this will happen. No way. Winter. No, not looking for the Winter's wrath. throwing her into the turnbuckle and just launching Becky Lynch across the ring after it. Lynch, though, moves out of the way. This is great between these two women right now. Lynch having to try and do everything. Winter, though, trying to do anything to slow it down into her style of matchup. Look for some kind of snapmare there. Becky Lynch, not interested. Another backsplex for your troubles. Winter has struggled to get a lot in this match. Becky Lynch has had her number for the majority of it. And that's got to give worry to the women's champion. Winter doesn't usually like to make them fall into a trap where they think they stand a chance. She just likes to pummel in right from the start and assert dominance. But Becky Lynch has not allowed that in this one. Becky Lynch is forcing the very best out of Winter here and is suplexing her from head to toe to prove it. Winter with the reversal. Brings up Becky Lynch now. Oh, big throat chop uppercut there. That may well have caught Lynch off guard, but it's got her in huge trouble now. The drive-by kick. And Lynch could be down and out. Will it bring Winter to Survivor Series? It won't. Kick out at 2 by Lynch. She fights on still, and Lynch ain't giving up here. Look at that, right up to her feet. And Becky Lynch now exploding away with kicks and strikes. This is incredible by Becky Lynch. Where did she bring this out of it all? I don't know. Another suplex there by Becky Lynch. Absolutely incredible to witness. In the corner now. Going to work on the arm for a little bit here. Wise for Becky Lynch to do that. And look at how Winter is finding herself in a lot of trouble here now. Becky Lynch is just assuming control from the clutches of defeat. The Exploder backsplex. Becky Lynch runs over, jumps into the cover on Winter for the title. No, Winter kicked out at 2. But Lynch ain't one to give in. And she is not giving in right now. Look at this. She's stretching out the arm a little bit and she's going to drop her down on her body there. All of this from Lynch is paving the way very well to victory. But Winter with a reversal from out of the blue. Into yet another cover on Becky Lynch. But Lynch is still kicking out. This one's almost been 100 miles an hour since the very get-go. Becky Lynch, though, may not be able to go 1 mile an hour more. She could be out of it. Winter's wrath. Winter into the cover, and with 1, 2. Oh, Becky Lynch kicked out at 2. That looked like that was it. How did Lynch kick out of that one? This is what 7 months of pursuing that title has done to this woman. She will do anything and everything to hold it once more. She will do anything and everything to beat Winter for that belt. Lynch now. Roll up, rolls through on Winter for the title. There's 1, there's 2, and oh, Winter kicked out again. Lynch thought she had her there. Up in a power slam position now, and oh, hung out to dry on the ropes. That's how Winter is able to just slow down the pace so fast. But look at that there. By Becky Lynch, kicking out as early as she could manage. This is the heart and the desire of a champion. This is a woman who will do anything to hold the crown once more. But this is the champion who will do anything to stop her. You can tell the bad blood that has built up between these two women has reached its boiling point here tonight. And we'll see who's going to be the one to extinguish it. Becky Lynch there looked like she might have been looking for the disarmer. She had the arm grasped, and Winter pulled out the counter, launching her across the ring. Lynch now in yet more trouble. This can't happen. Becky Lynch, will she let it happen? No. I think Winter overcooked it, and Lynch was able to get out. There's still a chance There's still an opening for Becky Lynch in this one. Another German suplex there. Becky Lynch will scale the top rope once more. Desperate for victory. Desperate to try anything here for that title. What a leg drop. The crowd on their feet all for this one. This could literally go either way. Lynch now, Irish whip, off the ropes comes Winter, and another huge Bexplex. But the fatigue there, as you can see, the beating that she's taken is getting to her. Took some time before going into that cover, and that's what enabled Winter to kick out. Uh-oh, Winter shrugged that one off as well. And oh, there's that throat chop uppercut again. Lynch, almost uncharacteristically rolling out of the ring there, trying to get a breather. But look at her, she's dazed on her feet. And Winter knew it. Full capitalization there. DDT on the outside. Lynch could be concussed from that one. She ain't exactly fighting back right about now. Oh, maybe I was wrong. Lynch does have some fight in her. Another reverse DDT there, nailed on the money. Becky Lynch launches her back in the ring here. Can she smell that Smackdown Women's title starting to come around her waist? Maybe she can. Maybe she can. The disarmer. Lynch has got it. Lynch has got the disarmer deep in here on Winter. The ropes are there, but she can't get to them. Will she make a tap out? Can Becky Lynch win the Smackdown Women's title here? Can she go to Survivor Series as champion? Winter says no. She slipped out of it and I don't even know how. That was so deeply locked in. It didn't look like there was any way out of that hold. Winter now, a rake of the eyes. And all of a sudden, Winter is trying to slow down this pace again. Some kind of vice grip there, locked in on Lynch. And a submission there, a Boston Crab, but Winter was Becky Lynch was well in the ropes for it. No, now, backstabber. This can't be happening. No way. Winter jumps into a desperation cover for the title. Lynch kicks out still. Winter can hardly believe it. Well, suck it up. Becky Lynch is fighting, and she's going until her last breath. But I don't think there's much more in her. Winter brings her in. Winter's wrath again. Into the cover. 1, 2. Winter retains. She is still your SmackDown Women's Champion. And oh my God, what a match. What a way to retain that SmackDown Women's title. And whoa, is this Becky Lynch is stunned. I cannot believe what I just saw there. Becky Lynch just gave respect to Winter and went on her way. I didn't think Lynch would ever do that. I'm staggered, I have to be honest. For Becky Lynch to give the respect to Winter like that, I mean, I'm very surprised. I have to be honest. Why did Becky Lynch just do that? What was... I don't know why, and I don't know how, and I don't know what was going through Becky Lynch's mind, but she just shook the hand of the woman who she's hunted down that title from for 7 months. That's not the Becky Lynch that we've all come to know. That's a defeatist Becky Lynch. That's worrying, is what that is, but there we go. Winter retains the title in a huge... And what an opener that one was. Let's give credit to both women. What a match that one was. And now Winter will go on to Survivor Series to defend her SmackDown Women's Championship against anyone. And after what I just saw, I don't think it's going to be Becky Lynch. Which is a bit of a shame. But we're going to move on now to our next match. He was involved in the beatdown on Kyle O'Reilly last week. And now, as a result, he'll make sure to pay for it. Coming up next, Raven and Kyle O'Reilly in one-on-one action. Well, this is a bit of an interesting affair Kyle O'Reilly's got himself into now. He's now starting to go through members of members of MKULTRA for whatever reason. Last week was Luke Harper. This week is the leader of it in Raven. And it's just kind of something that happened, really. Harper was and O'Reilly was meant to just be a one-off and just move on to the next thing. But when Orton came out of the blue and started attacking Kyle O'Reilly, Raven joined in the situation. And that really frustrated Kyle O'Reilly. And O'Reilly demanded a piece of Raven after it. And I would say that Raven might be in for a lot of hurt here tonight, because Kyle O'Reilly is, one, riding a wave of momentum, but two, is focused and is in the zone for Survivor Series. Kyle O'Reilly finally got his revenge on Randy Orton, or a taster of it, not even a tenth of it, this past Monday on Raw, when he laid him out in the ring, when he made him tap out to his cross armbar. So he is feeling pretty damn ready for this Sunday. But there is the look of a man who is also deeply focused on this Sunday. He has waited a long time to get his hands on that man. He has waited a long time to make that man tap out. And if he's got to go through Raven to get there, well, you know he's going to do it in perhaps the quickest, but certainly one of the most painful ways he knows, as a way of sending his warning and his message to the Viper. Kyle O'Reilly and Randy Orton simply do not like each other, and it has been that way since before WrestleMania, when Randy Orton laid out O'Reilly, stabbed him in the back, a taster which O'Reilly, of course, has had a feeling for before. And the problems with both men, and their hatred basically for both men, blinded one another from capturing that WWE title. And then, of course, when O'Reilly finally won the belt, when he finally had it in his possession, and he finally got the chance to rid himself of Bobby Fish once and for all, Randy Orton bursts back on the scene and costs Kyle O'Reilly the WWE title at No Way Out, inside Hell in a Cell, and left O'Reilly broken, battered, but mostly without a title. And if that gave O'Reilly anything, it did not give him reason to give up. It gave him reason to fight on. And this Sunday, O'Reilly will fight on, and he will try and fight through Randy Orton, and then perhaps think about what is next for Kyle O'Reilly. Obviously, Bobby Fish is not on the horizon for him. You'll have to wait some time before he can go man-to-man with Fish, before he can have a hunt at that title again. And so long as Fish is holding that title, there is no championship matchup for Kyle O'Reilly. But it doesn't seem to be stopping O'Reilly. That belief doesn't seem to be worrying him as he takes it to Raven here. There are plenty of opportunities here on Smackdown. There are plenty of athletes to focus on. And there is still the illustrious Intercontinental Championship to hunt down. Right now, though, O'Reilly may well be focused and in the mindset that he is ready to win this Sunday. But he's still got to put some of his focus on Raven. The man who has amassed quite a hefty following in Harper and Wolf, Alexander Wolf, who just surrounded Kyle O'Reilly essentially. And O'Reilly for a second they're having to kind of back away from it. I think for fear of himself there and looking out for safety. One thing, of course, O'Reilly should be looking out for throughout this entire match is Randy Orton. Can't afford to let him slip in and try and attack him before Survivor Series. If anything, Kyle O'Reilly wants to be the only one who lays out his opponent this week. And O'Reilly wants to use that to prove that he will win this Sunday at Survivor Series. Raven, though, doing a bit of work on O'Reilly here. This is, of course, a big match opportunity for Raven, and he's not going to try and let it slip him by. And even if something starts to go wrong for Raven, he's got his men on the outside to look after him. Lovely back suplex there by Kyle O'Reilly. And he's continuing on here. German suplex now. And into a regular suplex, I think that was. A snap suplex. That was beautiful by O'Reilly. An incredible trifecta of suplexes there. And Raven looking in a bit of trouble. Double knees in the gut there. O'Reilly thought about what he wanted to do, but now MKUltra are starting to cause a bit of problems for O'Reilly. And Raven, though, didn't have enough time to capitalize. He was still feeling the effects of that double knees. O'Reilly once more now, with him in position, and a brainbuster. Not the brainbuster that we see from him, but certainly one that still has a huge level of effect. Look at the stomps there by Kyle O'Reilly into the gut. This is a man who is ready to win this Sunday by any means necessary. Look at this. Triple roll through, double underhook suplexes, and a double underhook DDT. What a caliber of athlete Kyle O'Reilly is, but Raven is able to bring out a counter to anything, but so is O'Reilly. Ducked under that clothesline there. And now all of a sudden, he's looking good for something. Bringing him in here. Kyle O'Reilly with Raven in his clutches. The guillotine. The guillotine choke on Raven. Going to try and force Raven to pass out here, because I'm sure as hell knowing that Raven won't decide to tap out. O'Reilly with it locked in, perhaps trying to prove this is the fate that waits Orton this Sunday, and Raven gives in. Raven has to tap out. Kyle O'Reilly, your winner. And there you have it. See you this Sunday, Randy Orton, and I hope you can do better than he just did. I hope you can go longer, and Kyle O'Reilly is certainly hoping that you will not be over and done with as quickly as Raven was tonight. O'Reilly celebrates the win, but oh no, it looks like it may be short-lived. He's seen him, and he's going for him right away. Kyle O'Reilly saw him on the ramp. There's Randy Orton, and there is going to be another prelude to Survivor Series. Orton wants O'Reilly, O'Reilly wants Orton, and the referee is going to be powerless to stop these two going at it. A brawl breaking out here on Smackdown. Security and the referees coming to get involved, but there is nothing that is going to stop these two from fighting at Survivor Series. They are going to have no one in the way to break them up. Wow. The fact that even security couldn't pull apart Orton and O'Reilly tells the story. These two men this Sunday just simply do not like each other. Their hatred is too strong to ignore. And man alive, I cannot wait for that fight this Sunday. I cannot wait to see them meet up. Unlike the other brands, there's no brand supremacy. There's no thinking one is better than the other on the line. These are just two guys who just want to beat into each other and make sure that they are left a bloody pulp at the hands of the other. And that is something that you know, it just is a recipe for a brawl and a hard-hitting matchup, no matter what. And I can't wait to see who walks out the winner. But here tonight, we see two of the men in the main event of Survivor Series this Sunday. Two of the men from the Dangerous Alliance, the men who laid out the Good Brothers on Raw. Roman Reigns and Mark Henry will go up against Future Shock here, who of course last week unsuccessfully challenged for the SmackDown Live tag team titles. They were close, they were very close, but it just wasn't enough on the night for them. But oh well, they've still got a chance here to cause a huge upset heading into Survivor Series. And you know what? I would love that more than anything else. And oh, look who's showing up. It's not Roman Reigns that I'm on about. It's the name you see right there. And it's the man who is applauding Reigns to the ring. The scumbag that he is. Paul Heyman, who I imagine takes full pride in everything that happened on Raw. Reigns, Heyman, Henry, and Fish. The four men that make up the Dangerous Alliance and the mastermind who accompanies Reigns to the ring right now. You know that everything that goes on from the Dangerous Alliance is as a result of what that man tells them to do. Paul Heyman is a damn genius, but oh god, is he a scumbag at the same time. He is someone who will open his fat mouth to have something to say and then back away from the challenge the moment it approaches him and send out his boys to go do it for him. Sometimes he needs to tell his boys what to do, and sometimes he just doesn't bother, but it doesn't matter either way for someone like Roman Reigns, someone blinded by the ways of Paul Heyman, who will listen to his beck and call and do whatever he asks for him. It was Reigns who fired the first shot at the Bullet Club. It was Reigns who struck the first blow at Adam Cole. It was Reigns who elicited this all, and at Survivor Series, Reigns will pay for it. And speaking of Heyman's boys, we're not afraid to take care of things from him, for him even, don't know why I said from. This is a man who will do anything to protect Bobby Fish and Paul Heyman. He doesn't need instructions, he just needs someone to be pointed at. And he'll go that way, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. A former WWE champion in his own right, the second longest reigning WWE champion. Mark Henry has protected and looked after Bobby Fish for over a year now, and he is a scary man in his own right. And when the Dangerous Alliance have gone after their own things, when they've gone after tag team gold, Mark Henry was a crucial force to them winning the WWE tag team titles a little while ago. But right now, as we can see here, it is not about the tag team titles. It is not about protecting Bobby Fish. It is rather Heyman pointing at a duo and telling Henry and Reigns to go after them. Reigns can do the methodical thinking. Reigns will be the one to try and stretch this match out, work as a bit of a ring technician. But the moment Henry comes into the ring, it just changes in its entirety. Instructions will be given to Roman Reigns as to what he should and shouldn't do. As for Mark Henry, just point at the man and Paul Heyman will tell him to get him. And there is nothing more that Henry likes or Henry wants than just a point and Heyman telling him to go after him. But it's Henry who is going to have to wait it out a little bit on the outside right now, because it is Roman Reigns starting things off here against Ricochet. I imagine Future Shock may well still be feeling a few bumps and bruises from last week. It was a hard-hitting matchup for those titles, and they came oh so close to winning them. But the Dangerous Alliance here in action, and there is no way the Bullet Club is going to be able to intervene as well. After what happened on Raw, the Bullet Club were taken to the emergency room. They were given treatment, and I can neither confirm nor deny if they are still there right now. It was a beatdown. It was one hell of a beatdown at the hands of the Dangerous Alliance, but it didn't cause any concern or worry about this Sunday. It just fired up the Bullet Club even more to want to take care of these punks who got one lucky hit on the greatest faction walking the face of the earth today. And here he is. He's been pointed at, and the target is in front of him. Henry in now. Ricochet is in for a lot of trouble. A huge Samoan drop there with some 400 pounds accompanying its way down onto you. He'll let the tag happen. He'll let Ricochet tag out to Ibushi just so Ibushi can go flying way up in the air. Well, oh my god, and Ibushi still trying to get something going here from the tag in, but Future Shock just kind of, well, they are out of their depth. Not necessarily outmanned, obviously, but outclassed and certainly outweighed. Mark Henry, I imagine, could probably weigh more than the pair of them combined. Look at this now as he just pummels into Ibushi, much to the amusement of one Paul Heyman on the outside. Ibushi, though, fair play to him. He's refusing to fall down right now. He's refusing to give in. And Ibushi back suplexing Mark Henry. Where'd he pull that out of the bag? Oh my, I have no idea, but Mark Henry is making him pay for it right now. just ran into him in the corner there, steamrolling him. And I know they're trying to set this up. I know they're trying to say this is some kind of warning message for the Bullet Club, a warning message for us for this Sunday. But there's a huge difference between Ibushi, Ricochet, and the Bullet Club. And don't try and make us think that there isn't. Because A, that's not going to work. And B, we know we are 10 times better than Future Shock could ever be. And we will prove it this Sunday when we flatten the Dangerous Alliance once and for all. We finish what these guys tried to start. Superman punch there by Reigns, and it doesn't seem as if this one's going to be going on much longer at all. Reigns now with a spear to Ibushi. Paul Heyman gleefully excited about it here tonight, but watch out, because I don't see it being struck this Sunday. Oh, Ibushi kicked out at 2 anyway. Oh, come on. If Kota Ibushi is kicking out of your finishing move, what makes you think you're going to make someone like Luke Gallows stay down for it? What makes you think you're going to make Carl Anderson, the world champion Dolph Ziggler? What makes you think you're going to make any of those 3 guys stay down for your finisher if Kota Ibushi can kick out of it? And that's not disrespect to Ibushi. That's just me stating facts. If a man who doesn't even hold a tag title can kick out of your finishing maneuver, what makes you think that the world champion is going to stay down for the 3 count? Exactly. As Ricochet trying recovers on the outside here, this one is becoming a beatdown for Ibushi, but he's trying to hang on. He's trying to do everything in his power to survive. There's a huge slam, and the follow-up headbutt into the ribs. And oh, do we know what's coming up next? Mark Henry going to be the one to try and end this one here for the Dangerous Alliance. Oh, didn't even move. He just made Ibushi just run into him, and that was all. Henry now, world's strongest slam. Thank you for coming, Kota Ibushi, with 2 and 3. This one is over. The Dangerous Alliance are your winners. And don't worry, we'll see you this Sunday at Survivor Series. And don't think for a second that the Bullet Club is going to back down. From bell to bell, you are in for a world of trouble, a world of hurt, and the biggest loss of your career. Paul Heyman, I hope you have made room in that lump of a body of yours for all the despair and the hatred that you will have for yourself after Survivor Series when the Bullet Club reigns atop you thanks to one Adam Cole, baby. And the 3 men who will wave the Bullet Club flag high as we head out of Survivor Series. We'll see you then. Don't think you stand a chance of winning. It has remained the same as it has since the very first day. We'll see you Sunday. But for now, Smackdown is not over. There is still more to continue on with, and there are still some great matches on its way, like the one coming up next. A very interesting match between Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura. Well, here we go. Rusev and Nakamura one-on-one. This one promises to be an interesting matchup and certainly a strong style kind of matchup. Strong style meeting the brawling mindset of Rusev. But of course, before we start any of that, let's take it to the wonderful Lana.
I ask you to stand up and put your hand on your heart and welcome the one and only true American hero. He is my husband, which means he is the only man that can have me. Welcome, the Bulgarian brute, Rusev!
What a wife. Time and time again, she always knows how to introduce the Bulgarian brute. And what a wife she is for being so loyal and so caring and loving to Rusev, which Rusev returns to Lana by way of crushing those who he steps in the ring with. Lana demands it. Rusev delivers, and tonight could well be one of the biggest victories in Rusev's career as he aims to knock off Shinsuke Nakamura here tonight. The longest reigning World Heavyweight Champion in the history of this universe, former Intercontinental Champion. This is a match that has a hell of a lot on its way for Rusev if he gets the win for it. This could be the win, and I can't believe I didn't think I'd be saying this, I'll be honest, despite the guy that he is. This could be the win that could lead us to calling Rusev the next #1 contender for the WWE Championship. That is how big Shinsuke Nakamura is, to be fair, in the grand scheme of things. And one thing is for sure, he's not big on the Smackdown roster. He'll always be big in the eyes and the heart of this Smackdown crowd, who wherever we go, always love to sing along to the theme of the King of Strong Style, who heads towards the ring once more, and Colorado Springs is no different to the rest. Nakamura receiving a treatment like a true king. Everywhere he goes, his people are here to welcome him. Nakamura last week is of course involved a little bit in the whole Dangerous Alliance Bullet Club fiasco, had a part to play in it when he picked up a roll-up victory over Roman Reigns after the helping hand of Dolph Ziggler. And of course won't be the same here tonight. But it's not as if I'm discounting Nakamura's ability within this ring. He is, after all, an incredible athlete. He's a former world champion for a reason. And I see no reason to, as well, why in this match against Rusev, we shouldn't find some way to pick up the win. But Rusev isn't interested in sitting through the rest of this entrance. The Bulgarian Brute exploding after Nakamura, who sidestepped him. The King of Strong Style making Rusev almost look like a fool. Is the agility of Nakamura just stepping to the side, moving out of his way. And Lana does not seem too happy about how this one's kicked off here. Nakamura is the one taking the early lead. He's the one giving it to Rusev on the outside. This is completely what Lana didn't want. Look at her, she's watching this one up close now, and she's almost devastated by it. Nakamura gets back in the ring. Rusev recovering on the outside. What a nightmarish start there for the Bulgarian Brute, but this will have fired up Rusev now more than before. And oh, there's a right from the start jumping sidekick from Rusev to floor Nakamura, but Nakamura able to use his incredible technical ability there to get himself out of that one, and a big knee in the face. Rusev may be regretting trying to get this early start against Nakamura. Brought up to his feet now is Rusev, and well, he ain't going to be one to stay in the clutches of Nakamura for much longer. Powers his way out right there, and went for a leaping spin kick there. And still Nakamura able to counter an awful lot of what Rusev's looking for here. Great agility this time round. Oh my god, Nakamura is making this an absolute nightmare of a time for Rusev in this one. Lana having to get involved here, having to back up her husband for a second as he takes some time to recover, and this time, oh my god, Nakamura countering it again. I thought this was going to be a real tough bout for Nakamura, in all honesty. I thought, you know, he wasn't going to have a walk in the park taking on someone like Rusev, but he has utterly destroyed him here. Rusev caught with the exploder suplex, and there's only one thing left for Nakamura to go for now. And he's going to look for it. He's going to look to end this one right away. Kick in the gut. Kinshasa by Nakamura. Lana getting involved. Lana had no choice but to get involved there. What the hell happens to Rusev? Finally gets out of the way of something here, but doesn't even know where he is right now. A Kinshasa could have knocked him for 6. Well, he tried there with some kind of choke slam, but it was quickly countered and takes him down with a shoulder tackle here. Rusev hoping for something big right now. And so am I, to be fair. I wanted to see Rusev put on a great performance here. He seemed to have all the fight and everything within him as of late, picking up wins over the likes of John Cena. Last week he defeated Jay Lethal. This match was made so that Rusev could prove his worth, and Nakamura's just destroyed him from the moment, well, before even the bell rang. Here we go now, though. Rusev finally able to get some moves in this one. And now all of a sudden it started to look a lot less promising for Nakamura. Rusev pummeling into the King of Strong Style as Lana slid in a steel chair there. My God, what a choke throw there by Rusev, and he's taking a moment to recover. You can tell he's felt quite the beating. But he's gearing himself up to continue on here. Giant headbutt there. And once more Nakamura in trouble. Trying to fight back here. Nakamura ducks under. And look at that there. DDT by Nakamura now. Great bit of work by Shinsuke as he goes into the cover. But it's a kick out of one by Rusev. Well, he had a great run there. Rusev was getting in some bigger moves. And it looked like he was perhaps on his way to really turning things around. But all of a sudden Nakamura's just brought it right back to how it was at the start. Nakamura in control. Rusev on the back foot. And that chair couldn't help Rusev. Lana didn't distract the referee, to be fair, and couldn't give him that opening that he needed. Rusev, though, with the counter. Turns Nakamura around. Jumping sidekick in the back of the head. Hoping that'll have knocked Nakamura out here into the cover. And it's done anything but a 1 count there. Good God. Rusev's got a lot of work to do if he wants the win in this one. In the corner, running clothesline though. Nakamura can feel the pain of that one. Maybe for some days to come. Big kind of Uranagi slam more so than anything. Rusev now. I thought for a second there Rusev might be looking for the accolade. But it's not going to be. He's going to continue working on the back. Wear it down so that when he does hit that accolade, there's no doubt that the end of the match is apparent. He is really honing in on that back now, and this is the Rusev that I came to expect. This is the Rusev that I thought would dominate this matchup. Nakamura backstabber though for Rusev. And Nakamura still proving he's got some fight left in him. The Exploder suplex. Rusev counters it. And a great reversal at that from the Bulgarian Brute. And with Nakamura having nowhere to go. Oh my God. Rusev with the accolade. It only takes one little slip up to turn the match in your favor. And Rusev's looking for that submission victory here now. Can he make Nakamura submit with the accolade? He cannot. The King of Strong Style finds a way out of it. And one thing that the King of Strong Style is looking to do now is find himself an opening here. Nakamura with repeated elbows in the skull. They're busted open, Rusev. That just goes to show how hard the King of Strong Style really does strike his opponents and how he leaves no remorse between the bells for them. Rusev, though, with a hard strike of his own. A big punch there to knock Nakamura down off his feet. Irish whip now off the ropes, but it's Nakamura who pulls out the reversal. Rusev trying to bring himself up to his feet ASAP here. Trying to make Nakamura's life as difficult as possible. Nakamura, great bit of work there. Wrapped the arm around Rusev's neck to hit that neck breaker. Trapped him in. But Nakamura is unable to continue here. Unable to get kind of a grand scheme of offense going. Because Rusev is always finding a way to deny him of it. And here it comes again, this overhead power bomb. It's kind of like a power throw, essentially, from Rusev. Another belly to belly now for Nakamura to endure. One thing's for sure, when Rusev sits down on that back and locks in the accolade, Nakamura is going to be in so much pain. Lays him on the rope, and oh my God, into the ribs now. Repeated knees. This is something you could imagine Nakamura doing, but Rusev is the one taking it to Nakamura That looked punishing to endure, but somehow Nakamura is still finding a way to fight out of it. I don't know how, and I don't know where he gets all of this from, but Nakamura always finds a way to fight on. Arm drag off the top rope here, into the cover goes Shinsuke now, and Rusev still able to kick out. Rusev slips out of that one. Nakamura was hoping that maybe he could find an opening there and go after the head a little bit more. Another overhead belly to belly. Cover on Nakamura, who's in the ropes. So says the referee. Look at Rusev, though, just continuing on here. Big strikes in the corner, and now going after the legs. This is genius from Rusev. Take away the Kinshasa, and take away a lot of the offense on the legs that Nakamura goes for. Went for the running knee. Nakamura moved out of the way and hits another backstabber there. Goes right into the cover on Rusev. Lana in to distract again. Lana in to try and cause the referee to turn his attention away, but Nakamura's been geared up, if anything, by it. Oh, the knee off the second rope. And now we know what he's looking for. And I don't think Rusev's got any way out of it. He may need Lana to help out big time here if he wants to stay in this one. Got the arm trapped again, and with another neck breaker, down goes Rusev. Just so Nakamura has time, space, and the ability to strike. Kinshasa number 2. Bringing him away from the ropes. Genius bit of thinking by Nakamura. Into the cover, and with 1, 2, 3, Shinsuke Nakamura has defeated Rusev here tonight. It looked almost dominant for Nakamura for a lot of the time, but there was a part where it seemed as if Nakamura could have been beaten. Oh my god, it's Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is here. He sent out the warning last week. He said anyone, if he doesn't like anyone, he'll let them know. And he's letting Nakamura know here tonight. But the King of Strong Style is one to never back down from a challenge. And that's what he's doing right now. Not backing down from Kevin Owens. Owens laid out Finn Balor a few weeks ago, and he looked to try and do the same here against Nakamura, and it's backfiring. These two men are having a bit of quite a fight right now. And Nakamura making Owens pay for coming after him. Exploder suplex. No way. Kevin Owens feeling the effect of that one. KO has been laid out by Shinsuke. I don't think he envisioned that at all. Shinsuke Nakamura fighting off 2 for 1 there. Kevin Owens may need to go back to the drawing board on that one. He said he would fight anyone, and his shirt says that as well. Well, Shinsuke Nakamura is going to fight back as well. Well, Owens and Nakamura may well be destined for a battle down the line, but it is a war we'll get here tonight between Jericho and Omega in this ring. As I said earlier, it is Alpha and Omega, the leader of the 4 Horsemen and the leader of the Elite, to go at it here. These two men will lead their teams into battle this Sunday, but it is right now and right here tonight on Smackdown Live where we pay a good bit of attention and close attention to what will be coming up at Survivor Series. Chris Jericho heading towards the ring. These two men engaged in a war of words on ECW. Well, now they get ready to engage in a different kind of war, the physical kind. And we'll see who gets to stand on top at the end of it all. Will it be the leader of the Horsemen? Will it be Y2J? Or will it be the leader of the Elite, the Intercontinental Champion, the reigning King of the Ring, Kenny Omega? Whoever gets the win here tonight, one thing is for certain: the amount of momentum and perhaps even control that the other group could carry in to Survivor Series is essentially, it's astronomical. here come his opponents. More importantly, here comes his opponent. But I don't think he's going to be alone here tonight, and he certainly isn't. The leader of the Elite, the Intercontinental Champion Kenny Omega, accompanied by his Bullet Club members, by his tag team champions, the Young Bucks. Matt and Nick Jackson, who of course defended their titles last week in this main event against Future Shock. There is a great wave of momentum riding for the Elite heading into this Sunday, and they are looking to continue riding it here tonight. They're looking to make sure that they prove that the Bullet Club is unstoppable, that the Elite are on the ride of their life, and that no one, not even the Four Horsemen, is going to be able to do anything to prove that they are such a strong group within this universe and within the world as a whole. You got to remember, this whole thing between the Dangerous Alliance and the Bullet Club is about just hatred for one another. It's about wanting to put the other out of commission. The Elite and the Four Horsemen is a different game. It's about two groups that just want to prove who the better one is. And while that sounds respectful, let's be honest, the Elite have acted in a way that is anything but towards the Four Horsemen. Attacks from behind, it's all been there. And well, tonight we get a preview of that when the leaders meet in this ring, one-on-one in our main event. So here we go. Omega and Jericho to lock up right here in the main event of Smackdown Live. You can feel the excitement, you can feel the animosity, and you can feel that no matter what, one of these men is going to walk out the winner, and the other one just isn't. The other one will head into Survivor Series perhaps with his tail between his legs and worrying about what he's going to be able to do at that event. And Chris Jericho, right from the start, is looking sure to make certain that it isn't him who's going to be feeling that way. Omega with a big kick there, sending him down and all. A neck crank to follow up, more so a neck breaker than anything. Very nicely done by Kenny Omega now, who continues to go away here with this offense. Kicks and strikes to Jericho early on. But Jericho is able to recover from them. Bit of a collision there. And Jericho with a Michinoku driver. But he connects with onto Kenny Omega. Big elbow in the head to follow up as well. Not the start that I think Omega was looking for. I think he was hoping that he could just control this one from the start. But when you're in the ring with a veteran like Jericho, you know that is not going to be something that you're going to easily achieve. Big elbow in the head there by Chris Jericho now. And he's inviting Omega up to his feet here. Will this one pay off for Jericho? It will. Double axe handle. Caught him on the money. Nothing so far. Nothing big anyway from Omega in this one. Mostly been Jericho's match. What a counter there to that double under, to that, I think that was looking like a tiger bomb more so than anything. Omega counters it. And now he's got him right where he wants him. Huge powerbomb sends Jericho down, but it's only a 1 count. Still a long ways to go before Omega can end Jericho in this one. Dumps him there on the mat. Gut first. But Jericho is still one to continue to fight on, and that is exactly what he just did there. Kick in the leg. Got him way up in the air, and Omega counters. Omega with a crucifix now, trying to roll up Jericho, but he can only get himself a 1 count. Good thinking, though, by Kenny Omega to try and secure that early win. Look for something once more, and himself and Jericho brought into another collision there. Omega somewhat stunned and set back from it. Jericho making him pay. Chopping him back to the corner there as the Young Bucks pay close attention. It's interesting that Jericho head into SmackDown Live alone, knowing the entire Elite would be here for this one. Big superplex. But Omega can fight through it and fight on, and he's going to look for another powerbomb here to Jericho. He'll hit just that into yet another cover. Still can't put him away. Kenny Omega really just trying to hope for the best here. And Jericho hoping that this one could be the one to make Omega tap out. Walls of Jericho locked in here. Where can Omega go? He's crawling right now, trying to get to the ropes. Can he get out of this when he can? He forces the rope break, and Matt Jackson will provide a distraction for Chris Jericho. Jericho running his mouth with him just to try and give Omega a slight opening here, and that has paid off. Omega up to his feet, and a running knee in the gut. Another one of those, like a seated neck breaker more so than anything. Gives him a great bit of opening. Matt Jackson there in that few seconds he was able to distract Jericho has given Omega a lifeline to get back in this one. Now it's all about what Omega can do with that lifeline that Matt does. Jericho on the mat here and just kind of slowly trying to work him over. Hasn't worked out as well as he was hoping for there. Caught with that little work on the arm. Northern Light suplex follow-up. Chris Jericho. Oh, Jericho with the Lion Tamer. Jericho now. Omega got to the ropes the first time, but I'd be high inclined to think there's no way you can get to the ropes from this one. Look at the way his back is stretching from this one. But Omega forces his way out of the Lion Tamer. Referee now getting distracted. And Omega will capitalize somehow. Omega cross-legged brainbuster. How did he pull that out of the bag? From being in the Lion Tamer a few seconds ago to almost on the path to victory. There's 2 and Jericho kicks out. And Omega can't believe it. And now look at this, Omega getting a little bit desperate for victory here. Taking off one turnbuckle, but he's taking off more than one. 2 turnbuckle pads gone. Omega taking off 3 of them now, and the referee isn't doing anything to stop this one. Kenny Omega just removed all of the turnbuckle pads here. Trying to take out Jericho in his own way. Jericho sent to the outside. And Omega quick to follow suit. I'm not too sure what he's looking for here. Not too sure why he's taking him to the outside. But thumped him into the ring pole there. He's just trying to look to boss Jericho around right now. This ring just got a hell of a lot more dangerous once the turnbuckle pads were taken care of. And again, he sends Jericho to the outside. Nick Jackson standing awfully close to him right now, as both the Young Bucks are. Matt Jackson forcing him up to his feet. And Jericho sends Matt Jackson back in the ring there. And that little opening allowed Omega to strike there. He got a little bit distracted somehow. I'm surprised Jericho was distracted as he was. And Omega uses the opening to his advantage. Oh no, Jericho, chest first into the ring post. This is what Omega wanted. He wants to try and cripple the leader before we get to that event, before we get to Survivor Series. He plants him down with a German suplex, looking for the win, and he can't get it. Jericho still kicking out, no matter how many ring posts he goes into. Jericho is fighting on here. That feeling. That has got to sting. That has got to hurt. And Omega now is going to look to finish this one off. Cross-legged brainbuster again for Jericho. He has almost had all of the wind knocked out of him. With every trip he's taken, oh my god, Omega still isn't done here. But Jericho is still finding a way to fight back right now. And you've got to commend that from the leader of the Horsemen. He headed into this one on his own. He knew he was not going to be in for an easy ride. And he has made sure, oh god, head first into the exposed turnbuckle. That one could be enough to end it. That one could be enough to knock him out for good. Omega now has him in position, catches him there with the back suplex. I honestly think he's out on his feet here. I don't think he's got anything going for him, and Omega knows it. V-trigger! Down goes Chris Jericho. That head into the turnbuckle pole still won't end it, and Omega now is starting to get annoyed at this. And now Omega continuing it on here. What are we going to see from this man? Omega has him up on his shoulders here. And oh my god, powerbomb there! That could have nearly smashed his head against the ring post there. I'm inclined to believe that was what Omega wanted. And he's just going after the head here. He's going after the head that got sent into the turnbuckle pole. He's going after the chest that was sent into so many of those exposed turnbuckles. And oh my god, oh, buckle bomb into the exposed steel. Oh, as if that wasn't enough, everything he's been through already. Kenny Omega now may have just brought about the final blow. There's another V-trigger. Omega slips into the cover, and with 1, 2, oh my god, Jericho still won't give up. He still won't give in. How is he still managing to fight on? Well, Omega's trying to make sure that he won't for much longer, it seems. Another buckle bomb to endure. And Kenny Omega now wants to end this one. He thinks the damage is done. He doesn't think Jericho's going to be standing. Certainly not at Survivor Series. One winged angel. The cover by Omega with 1, 2. Oh my god. This is something else. Is this the heart and the bravery of Chris Jericho? Or is this the stupidity of a man who will not say no? Omega again. Jericho's got to be out of it at this point. Another one-winged angel. Another cover. 2, 3. Kenny Omega wins. But at what cost for Chris Jericho? At what cost will it be for this man this Sunday? Kenny Omega just laid him out there and showed no remorse when he sent him into turnbuckle after turnbuckle. Chest, head, back, it didn't matter. It doesn't look like Chris Jericho's at 100%, but I don't think Kenny Omega cares one bit. So long as the Bullet Club and the Elite had sent their message here tonight, the 4 Horsemen may well struggle to get out of the starting gates at Survivor Series. Well, there we go. That has ended it all. We now know how the brand matchups are set for this Sunday. It is looking like it is going to be an incredibly interesting night of action all around at Survivor Series, especially in the matches that involve more than a superstar from more than one brand, and especially those traditional Survivor Series matches that we'll be seeing. Dial in this episode universe, and guys watching, take care guys, and ta-ra.